Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm going to make a nice, quick, short, fast video for you. There's not a great deal to say. We did a stream last night and I was extremely positive about the way that this is all going to work out. I appreciate sentiment's low, very low, but that's often a good thing. Remember, trading and markets are often the opposite of what the majority think, and the majority mostly think what they can see in front of their face. We've seen downtrend consistently now, and not just downtrend, but for some altcoins, horrendous, huge capitulation. Whereas for Bitcoin, not quite so bad, to be honest with you. So let's just stand back and admire a few things on Bitcoin. Again, if you follow me, you'd have been waiting for this anyway. You've been looking. I've been talking about this for a long time. I'm not saying I knew it was going to happen. I certainly didn't expect it to happen, but it was there, and I said if it did happen, we shouldn't be surprised because we've seen it before. Bang, up, and then again, bang, up. It's the 50 exponential, all part of a giant golden cross, giant trending move. We've got the two drives of hidden bullish divergence on the weekly, sorry. So, normally when you come down to a support, you look for divergences for the support to have more relevance, for it to hold better, and we do. We've got 1, 2, and to be honest with you, if we close this candle lower than these previous ones, we'll have a third drive of hidden bullish divergence at a 50 exponential, which, again, surprisingly, this is where we held. Oh, we held here, whoops, oh, and again we held here. Okay, nice. So we're holding. And for the moment, this is where we are. So we'll take it, all right. We'll take it. So we're kind of range bound again then. So this horizontal maps out the area roughly where the 50 exponential on the weekly is. The top of the range here is very close to the 200 exponential as well. So we've got a range now, a lower range of 101,000 and 107, close to 108,000. Support, resistance, resistance, support. We also had the regular bullish divergence here on the money flow index and another one here as well. So we've got bullish divergence on the daily too to complement the idea that this is actually going to bounce up to the top of the range and then hopefully reverse from there. I know what I'm saying. Sounds very controversial. Everybody's so bearish, but you get bearish. You get bearish at overheated reads when you're high. When the fear and greed index reads extreme greed. Get bearish, extreme lows, massive, huge historical supports that have historically reversed to new all-time highs. Don't get bearish at those areas. Get bearish below those areas, not at those areas. So that looks all right to me as well. So the 4-hourly did have bullish divergence cancelled out here. We're just sort of like ricocheting and bouncing. So that's your Bitcoin overview of it. And there's only one more thing you can say about it, which is the monthly also hit the 10 exponential, which again, historically, you see a decent support, ricochet, bounce, new all-time high. Decent support, ricochet, bounce, new all-time high. So we do have all of that as well. Right, quick look at Ethereum, which was quite badly beaten up. But again, Bollinger Band strategy would tell you that hitting a 20 or a 21 exponential moving average, it gives you the idea that you will bounce from there. It's a 65% chance that you will remain above that portion of the band. We came down, we kissed it on the cheek, we're bouncing from it already. As far as this monthly is concerned, again, it's very early, it's the 6th of November. We're still holding above all moving averages. Over here on the weekly, we're above most moving averages, although we do need to reclaim the 4,000. No bullish divergence on this, unfortunately. We do not have it. But that's no big deal. 50 exponential, similar to Bitcoin, is where we're holding for the moment. We'll take it for what it's worth. It is what it is. Moving over to the daily, well, you got lots of bullish divergence here. You do want to reclaim this area, this area, and this area. And to be honest with you, this area too. A lot of work to do, but bull div all the way here. Even with this big low here, massive bull divs on the money flow index. So we'll take it for what it's worth. Again, I don't want to take up too much of your time just to show you how bullish I am, but I am. So we got one drive bearish divergence on the Bitcoin dominance here as we push into this box. Now the box is just a box, right? We've had this box in here for a little while. The box was mostly here to tell you of a different range, but the box has been relatively well respected, so we'll take it. I enjoy it. Bit of bull div here, fine. So the box here gives you 60.79% and the top as much as 62.34%. But if you go to the daily, again, bear div here, money flow index, moving down. Death cross retest here. We are above the 200 exponential, but below the simple. So 61.7% there. We'll take that as an opportunity to be rejected. The bullish divergence here sort of lifting it up. So we don't know how high this could possibly go, but we're below the box for the moment, with some bearish divergence on that. Last things then. Okay, so we'll move over to this bad boy here. So the Dixie dollar index. So you do have hidden bullish divergence all the way up. You've still got it now. This is a death cross here. So this is the opposite of Bitcoin. Bitcoin's got a golden cross that's getting retested. This has got a weekly death cross which is getting retested. 100.5, 101.6, and as maximum of 103. So all of those big areas to get rejected from, they are resistance. We also see over here on the daily, this is another death cross as well, being retested yesterday. So it kissed it on the cheek, getting rejected so far. It's not had a huge move down, but if it did, it wouldn't surprise me that we see a larger retrace, 99.2, and if you lose that, each one of these all the way down to the trend line itself at 96.7. I know. It's not what everybody thinks is going to happen. It's what I think is most likely to happen. I don't think it has to happen. I think it's the most likely outcome. Doesn't mean it has to happen. It's the most likely outcome. You get what I'm saying? Okay. Anyway, I'm not a permabull. I'm not a permabear. I remember when I was talking about the big drop coming in crypto, I was called all kinds of naughty names on the internet. Oh, they didn't like it. They didn't like it. And effectively, that did sort of mark the current peak. Now, I wasn't saying that this is where I'm, going all out and that's it or whatever like that. But it's counter to all I'm talking about is that you say things that I think are going to happen or that look like they're most likely going to happen, and a lot of people don't like that because it's not what they want to happen. Now, it's got to the point now where we've been going down for so long, we've sitting at these supports, and you expect to see probably, I think, reversal, to be honest with you. And people don't like that either. So you can't bloody win, can you? Sometimes you just wonder, why do I even voice my opinions on the internet in the first place? Why do I even do it? But anyway, I know why I do it, because most of you actually like it, but some people really don't. So the perma bulls were unhappy with me before. Now the perma bears, or those bulls have flipped to bears, or they've capitulated completely. They've sold at the lows. They've given up on crypto. But I think it's a huge mistake if they did do that, because I wouldn't be surprised to see a very quick turnaround in like weeks, really, to significant rallies. Now, I know that if this doesn't happen, we start closing, getting rejected below 100,000 on Bitcoin, then yeah, at that stage I would flip bearish, because the chart says so. The chart at that point, it says major resistance, which prior to this was support, has changed now. So I'll be like, okay, that's changed, so I will change with it. You got to change. Sometimes you have no choice. So at that point, I'll be like, all right, okay, this is different, so I will expect something else. But right now, it's not different. So this is what I expect. What else was I going to show you? There was something else I thought about that I was going to show you. Can't really remember what it was now. Never mind. I'll see if I'll remember later on in the day. If I have time, I'll make a video about it. But yeah, long story short, I think we're gonna see a nice ricocheted bounce all the way back up. Oh yeah, I know what it was. I was gonna boast about this. So Zcash is one of my larger hodls of the cycle. Now, I had a lot of this sold at these areas, bang, bang, and then last night I sold more. Now look at the state of it. She is rallying like a super beast, okay? So, the market has not finished. The market is actually having a great time if you're in on the right things. And again, I'm not here to boast about what I'm in, but yes, I've been in Zcash, and I've been incrementally selling on this giant super pump. Now, I don't really want to start saying what it is that I've been buying. I sort of mentioned some of it on the Patreon last night. I generally don't like doing it, because I think people are just going to go out and copy what I say. But this is a supercharged, overheated, parabolic chart, which I'm lucky enough to be part of. Again, anyone who watches my channel knows that, when I was talking about some of the big hodls that I was buying a few years ago, Zcash was one of them. And here we are, enjoying that super pump. Now, I sell a chart like this because it's hot, too hot to handle. Whoever's buying it, obviously, is, either mega optimistic or completely nuts. So I sell these ones. And then I buy the charts which nobody wants. They don't want them yet. Nobody would have wanted this when I was buying it anyway. They would have looked at this, oh no man, that chart is bearish man, don't buy it man. And look, it was bearish, but yeah, there was also a hell of a lot of bull divs all over this weekly. And the expectation is that one day it will turn around. And it did. But at the time, this is a bull market, right? Apparently. This is what people have been telling me. It's a bull market. So why, since the bull market began 2023, was this going down and down and down and down? This is a crypto bull market, by the way, and down and down and down and up like a mother. What else was I showing people yesterday on the stream? This is what crypto bull markets often look like, right? They often look like this. I know what it was. So this isn't a great example, but we were just looking at it for someone. Somebody wanted me to look at XLM anyway. Let's have a look at the previous bull market for XLM. So this is your bull market of the prior cycle. This is where it began, 2019. There's all the good stuff happened here. Oh man, we're going up. The bull market's beginning. We're going to get rich. We're going down and down below the previous bull market low. This is the bull market. This is the bear market low. We're down below that in the middle of a bull market and lower still. Hang on a minute. This is meant to be a bull market, guys. Why is it behaving like this? There you go. Capitulation. I remember it. I remember what it feels like. I remember what people sound like. I remember what people talk like. It's the same each time. This is obviously a really good chart. If anyone's been in on this or XRP, and there's been so many good charts this cycle that this move now doesn't feel bad at all. I think Bitcoin's only down about 20% from its peak, and the whole world has ended. But just trying to point out that yes, crypto does not always just go up. In fact, it spends very, very small amounts of time going up extremely aggressively, and the vast majority of the time dying slowly, and then they capitulate. Capitulation is basically wiping off all the final little pieces of hope in the market, getting those charts in many ways. Some of these altcoin charts have gone way down below support, and they're basically waiting for the market to help bring it back. And some of them might not recover. I think some of them will. I took a position on Algorand. This was supposed to be a short video, wasn't it? I took a position on Algorand because I like it, although it's wrecked city, but it also came down to this major support. Again, capitulation. I heard and saw people talking about how Algorand is dead forever and will never ever recover, and that might be the case, but that doesn't mean that it's not going to have a significant rally from this point onwards. It might not, but you buy the support, don't you, and then sell the resistance. This is how it works. Super support, prior resistance, prior resistance, super support, prior resistance. It's a very, very, very big area. So it took a position around there because we were complemented with bullish divergence on the daily and bullish divergence on the 4 hourly. There, higher low, here and here. So we've got bullish divergence on the 4 hourly, got bullish divergence on the daily, and none on the weekly, really. Not really. But again, super support, mega resistance, super support. So we take the position. Anyway, you get what I'm saying, right? Hopefully. The market doesn't look as bad to me as people are making it out to be on the internet. All right? So, but this is just my opinion, it's my take on the market. I tried to put my point across. It is always very early when I make these videos. So, I suppose trying to express an opinion with a wide vocabulary it's not very. It's hard to achieve at 6:30 in the morning. Right, I'll leave it there. There's nothing much more to say. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.